Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Spin Cycle, the show for a quick review of albums new and old. And today I'm going to be talking about the new In Flames album, Battles, which was released on November 11th, 2016. In Flames is one of the godfathers of my personal favorite genre of metal, melodic death metal. Gothenburg, Sweden in 1990 was the birthplace of some of the greatest melodic death metal of all time, At the Gates, Dark Tranquillity, and In Flames. Over time, though, In Flames shifted their sound away from the death metal aspect of their music. And while they kept some of the growling vocals, there came more clean singing and it became much more alternative metal than death metal. The band was founded by guitarist Jesper Stromblad and saw some significant lineup changes over the years. There are currently no original members of the band. Bassist Peter Ewers recently left as well. Longtime members Anders Frieden and Bjorn Gelot are the primary songwriters for the band now. I am almost ashamed to admit, though, that my first exposure to In Flames came on the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack. Even more embarrassing is that's where I heard Lamb of God for the first time. What can I say? It was a different age. We didn't have YouTube. But I did quickly become a fan of In Flames, and I've seen them live 3 times over the years. Admittedly, I used to hold In Flames in pretty high regard, even with their style shift between Colony and Rewrote to Remain. But Siren Charms, their previous album before this one, just did not connect with me at all, and it actually had me worried about Battles. I will still listen to albums like Colony and Clayman with enthusiastic appeal, but much like fellow Swedish band Opeth, I have become more skeptical about their product because of their style shift yet again. Battles is the 12th studio album following Siren Charms in 2014. The standard edition has 12 tracks, with a limited edition featuring 2 bonus tracks. This is the last album to feature bassist Peter Ewers, who's been with them since Colony in 1999. Their new producer Howard Benson co-wrote the album. He's more known for hard rock, punk rock bands. He's worked with bands like POD, Hailstorm, Three Doors Down, but he also did Otep's Generation Doom, which was a pretty solid album last year. I will say this is absolutely an In Flames album, but it still feels like a shade of who they were. And I'm not just talking about who they were as a death metal band, I'm talking about who they were prior to Siren Charms. It certainly falls in line with their last 2 releases in terms of style, Sounds of a Playground Fading and Siren Charms, but for the most part the songs are fairly simple and short, and they do follow the In Flames formula. Some songs, like Here Until Forever, are almost like rock ballads, and that's likely where Benson's contribution really kicked in. Again, he co-wrote every single song on this album. The songs are good for the most part. I definitely liked it a lot more than Siren Charms, but only a couple are really memorable, and I like to feel my music, like really feel it. Wallflower is probably the closest to one that really you can feel, but there's definitely no iconic song. There's no My Sweet Shadow on this album. So my top 4 for the album are The End, which was the first single from the album, Through My Eyes, which is a little bit different. I'm kind of surprised I enjoyed the song as much as I did because it is a very different sounding song. Save Me, another really good track. And then Wallflower, like I mentioned, it's the longest song on the album and it's also the darkest. It's kind of reminiscent of The Chosen Pessimist from A Sense of Purpose. But my favorite song has to be the title track, Battles. It is just a very catchy song.
What are you waiting for? I'm here. Let's consume it all. Before they take it all away. I hear them from the other side. As I sit and let the day go by.
Overall, it isn't fair to compare Battles to classic In Flames albums like Colony or Clayman, but compared to their last 2 releases, it shows a shift even more toward accessibility. While I'll never begrudge a band for trying to expand their fan base, that's what they want to do, I am not as moved by their newer direction. What made In Flames unique and appealing was their resistance to the conventional. But maybe their change is a sign that they were getting tired of fighting convention. Or maybe they felt that their signature sound was becoming tired, forcing them to adjust. Much like fellow Swedish band Opeth, they haven't lost the core of who they are, but they have had a significant facelift. And while Battles has some flashes of superb, inventive In Flames, it mostly only succeeds in being more palatable than Siren Charms. They are definitely reaching out to a wider audience, and in the process simplifying what they've always been. My top 5 for the week, we're looking at some In Flames deep cuts. Off of Clayman, probably my favorite In Flames album, Square Nothing, it's an underrated song. Vanishing Light off of Come Clarity, that's another great album after the style shift. Lord Hypnos off of the Jester Race, really old school In Flames, but really fun aggressive music. A little bit different direction off a Sense of Purpose, Alias. This is an underrated album, and this is one of the better songs on the album. And then off of Colony, Resin. Colony is probably my second favorite In Flames album because it is just pure, brutal awesome. Let me know your thoughts on In Flames' new album Battles, what you like about it, what you didn't like about it. If you are an In Flames fan, let me know what your thoughts are on their direction over the past couple albums. And that does it for this episode of Spin Cycle, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.